What is the most unbelievable reason one of your coworkers got fired? I placed an overnight IT worker at a corporation with more than 1,000 employees. He arrived early, stayed late, and performed so well that everyone loved him. 8 months later, a construction crew opened an unused office floor and discovered that he had moved into the lactation suite. He had a bed, refrigerator, hot plate, television, and game console. He showered in the company gym and had apparently been living there rent-free the entire time. Security helped him carry everything out. He called me immediately afterward and asked whether I could find him another job. I arranged an interview the next day. Our most efficient fire alarm inspector could finish alone what normally required a two-person crew. Management treated him like a legend until a nursing home called to report that he was asleep in his van. When coworkers arrived, they found a binder filled with sheets of equipment barcodes. Instead of inspecting each device, he had stuck the barcodes onto paper and scanned them from the parking lot. The company repeated years of his inspections and found terrifying violations, including a sprinkler system that was not even connected to water. His legendary efficiency suddenly made perfect sense. A new employee at a department store was still being shown around on his first day. His trainer left him in the garden center for a few minutes while he used the restroom. When the trainer returned, the new guy had lit a joint and was casually discussing flowers with an elderly customer. He had been employed for less than an hour. The only unanswered question was whether the customer bought the pansies. The president was expected to stay at the resort where I worked, so the Secret Service ran background checks on every employee. 2 members of the housekeeping staff had outstanding warrants. They were arrested and then fired before the visit. On the day the president was supposed to arrive, his plans changed and he never came. The visit that exposed them did not actually happen. A young IT support worker was called into a meeting with his manager. Nobody knew exactly what was said, but shouting started, followed by an office chair flying across the room. Security arrived and the employee ran. He sprinted through the office complex with guards behind him while the manager called the police. Somehow, he escaped everyone and never returned. Several coworkers quietly rooted for him as he disappeared. My brother and his entire restaurant crew decided they preferred the river to their afternoon shift. In the middle of the day, they locked every door, closed the fried chicken restaurant, and left together. Customers arrived to find a dark building during normal business hours while the full staff relaxed by the water. Management did not consider it a team-building exercise. One employee used his corporate credit card to fly himself and an exotic dancer he had just met to Las Vegas. That alone would have created an uncomfortable expense report. He then married her during the same trip. The company did not reimburse his initiative. A construction apprentice worked for 6 years before finally becoming a foreman. The promotion came with a truck displaying the company name and phone number across the doors. He drove it to a college job site, parked on a public street, and left a large glass bong clearly visible on the center console. A passerby noticed the object, noticed the phone number, and made one very easy call. 6 years of work ended that morning because he forgot what his truck was advertising. A woman cleaning her desk found a small device taped beneath a drawer. It had a microphone, so the company initially feared corporate espionage. The IT team traced the connection to another employee in the same office. He admitted that he had hidden it there because he wanted to listen to her voice throughout the day. He was dismissed immediately, and everyone would probably have preferred espionage. I rejected a suspicious $10,000 order and explained the decision to a salesperson in a private chat. He took a screenshot, saved the image under the file name Idiot, and apparently meant to send it to his own team. Instead, he sent it directly back to me. I forwarded his carefully labeled evidence to his manager. He lasted only a few more weeks. A warehouse employee caused spectacular accidents almost every week. He punctured containers of paint, bags of green dye, and anything else unfortunate enough to enter his forklift's path. But the accidents were not what ended his employment. Store security caught him stealing expensive items while he was wearing clothing covered in the company's name. When asked why he thought he could take them, he replied, "I'm a supervisor. It's okay." He was not a supervisor, and it was not okay. One Saturday, an employee carried his personal computer, 2 large monitors, a soundbar, and a subwoofer into the office. He assembled everything on the conference room table and began playing World of Warcraft at full volume. He believed the boss was away, while 3 coworkers nearby were struggling through a heavy workload. The boss heard how busy they were and arrived unexpectedly to help. He walked into the conference room, saw the complete gaming station, and fired the employee on the spot. The setup probably took longer than the final meeting. Every day, we find the questions Reddit can't stop talking about. Have a story like this? Share it below. It might be featured in a future video. See you in the next story.